Hi, it's me again with Corel Draw Tips and Tricks. And the other day I did a video on a pattern kind of like this, and I thought I think I said in that video I'd like to make it like a endless pattern like this. And I thought I'd try to make it really easy to draw. So I'm going to call this a 1-inch drawing. If we take a square, hold down the control button and make a square and make it 1 inch. Change your nudge distance to 1 inch. And we're going to take that box and hit the plus key and move it over, the plus key and move it over, the plus key and move it over. Whoop. So you got 4. Now I hit the plus key and move it down. Plus key and skip 1. Now we need to make that figure, but just the opposite. So now we need 4 down. So plus key down, plus. And the reason I'm not using the duplicate key is because the duplicate key would make you do other things, make you go further out. So so now we need to make one with 4. So plus arrow, plus arrow, plus arrow, plus up arrow, plus up arrow. I didn't hit the plus. So we need to skip that one. So plus, up, 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 plus, over. So now we have the exact same thing, and I'm going to weld these. So now we have this shape. I'm working real big, and then you could reduce it later. But we need to color that in black. I'm going to go ahead and take away the outline. And remember that we have our nudge set on 1 inch. So I'm going to group this together, Control G, and then I'm going to duplicate it or hit the plus key, and I'm going to move it over till it gets right there. So now if you look at it in blue, that's what we want. Matter of fact, we want it up one more. You want a 1 inch square there. What I could have done, I should have done. Let's do that. Let's draw a 1 inch square. Make sure it's 1 inch. I got my ratio locked, so it should stay 1 inch. And just put that in that corner. And then when you hit this and hit the plus key, you're going to try to put that corner up to that corner. Now we can actually take that corner away. And I'm going to make this blue. And you see what we got. Now, don't do anything else. Just hit the plus key. And you could figure out how many steps it is, but it's so easy just to start stepping till you get that same figure. Then grab all of them and hit the plus key and just go till you have that same configuration. If you see what I mean. Now don't worry about the excess. And then you can, math-wise, you can figure it out. This time I'm going to go the opposite way. I'm still on 1, but I just want it till it gets looking like that. Control or hit the plus key and go down here till you get that. And then you just keep going. And I'm just using the nudge key. And, I don't even have to really look at it. Plus key, just go till about the end till you get the pattern. Now you can do anything with this pattern. Control G to group it. And you could trim the pattern. Let's hit P, put it in the center of the page. Even though we're way much bigger than the page itself. You could trim it square by going up and hitting the intersect tool. And now you have a square pattern. You could take the same thing like I did earlier. I am going to tilt it here in a minute. I'm going to take my part out. I'm going to rotate it 45 degrees. I'm going to take I'm going to have to make it quite a bit smaller, so I'm going to hold down the control button or the shift button, make it perfect square. It's still grouped together, intersect. I might have hit another object. I might have grabbed that. There's our new intersection. See, I'm just using the nudge keys. Total different look. The X's are going the other way. And what is kind of cool about this, when you put this was so easy to draw. And you could, let's do one more. Let's do an ellipse. Hit P, put it in the center of the page. Grab everything, intersect. And I can actually move it by hand. You know what? I still had the square in there. So it did the square, not the ellipse. There we go. Now, intersect. You know what? I'm going to have to move this out of the way. I keep grabbing it. There is our circle with the pattern. Now, it doesn't look all that impressive, but if we put a background behind it, it kind of shows it off. We'll make it just a gray, go up to Object, Order, Back a Page, and it kind of shows it off, and you could make that pattern anything you wanted, or that backing any color you wanted. And you can see the different X's. And now this is because we rotated them on 45, and if you don't, you can do that. Now, if you, just one, let's delete everything but this one. And let's say you're really happy, and let's make it smaller and hit P, put it in the center of the page. Let's say you're happy with it, but you wish you hadn't made the blue. You wish you hadn't picked blue. Well, I believe we have to ungroup it and then go to Find and Replace, click on a blue, select from selection, find all, and then make them yellow. Let's make them red. Let's make them white, and then put a background of a different color. Let's use a darker, well, we don't want to do too black because we got black. There is your white and black one. Pretty cool. Hope that helped somebody, and thank you for watching.